Okay, well, here we are. July 21st, I think, and 2016. And it is another summer day here in Vallecito. It's really nice. Um, Very lovely. Only thing missing are my beautiful family members, Ezekiel and Victoria. And boy, I'll tell you, as it stands right now, nobody's talking. Attorneys won't give me any the date of the hearing, and the attorney won't get the valid certified oath of office for me, or the names of all of the criminals. These are things that I have asked for, and that I have sent the email being specific about what it is that I want. Since Mr. Herringer decided to, Judge Herringer decided to impose an attorney on me against my will, and then even went as far as also appointing a GAL to me, as he deemed me mentally incompetent and delusional. Now, those were his words. This is him. He does not have substantial, or he doesn't have evidence to back his claim. He's playing a doctor, and the attorneys, as I would expect, are just backing him. The ones that are supposed to be, helping get my kids home. Well, that's why I tried to fire him, because I know how this works. And Herringer wants to treat me like I'm delusional, because I understand the legal name fraud, and I brought it out, as a way of saying, look, we don't have a contract here, because how was I to know that my mother was giving me up to the state? How would any of us have known that? Nobody told us. Now that I understand exactly how all of that works, I'm trying to use that in an honorable way, and I'm not dealing with people of honor. So, as a matter of fact, I've been giving it a lot of thought this morning, and I've given it a lot of thought all along. And my mother used to study the behavior of humans, and I guess I picked up on that as well. One of the things that I see happen a lot is these wild imaginations. And that's what happened in my situation. We were brand new to the area. It's a small area. It's a small community. I was looking forward to breaking into a small community and becoming a part of that. This is where I plan to spend the rest of my life. This is where I plan to raise my kids into adults. Anyway, so we have a caseworker who has a very, very wild imagination. And in her imagination, she took bits and pieces that she, didn't understand, or Lord only knows. I have no idea how she came up with the crap that she did, but I can tell you that it's that wild imagination. She took a little piece of something and started making a story. And that story apparently is that I'm dangerous somehow. Don't know how. I have no criminal background. I have no history of violence or anything like that. So how is it that I come to this new area and all of a sudden I'm a dangerous person? I don't think so. I'm an old lady. I'm an old grandma. And all I've ever done is work all my life and pay bills. I guess I always thought that was the lawful thing to do. And sometimes it wasn't easy. And now I'm watching the human beings, and I'm watching myself too. You go to the grocery store and it's like, okay, well, won't be too much longer. We won't be able to afford to eat. Well, that's the way that they would like it. The controllers out there that try and make your life impossible. And you know what? I will say that I am very grateful to this Judge Herringer guy, because I never would have understood. I never would have known how all of this works had he not sent me down this path. And even though he's an obvious tyrant, and has no intention of doing the right thing, he's made that very clear, as well as everybody else that's involved in this, except for the doctor, except for my doctor. She's the only one that seems to be standing up and willing to do the right thing. The rest of them, they're all part of the legal system. What do we know about legal? It's the undoing of God's law. What do we know about legal? They work for the devil. They are the devil. It's so sad. How could we have grown up all these years having some kind of a respect for the judicial system? I never really had cause to question it too deeply. People that were guilty of crimes were arrested. I saw that. Wasn't my favorite thing, the way that they do things, but I never had reason to believe that they were out to actually hurt people. And now I see that. And this whole thing that they're doing in the United States, stealing our kids, is just outrageous. My poor kids. I can't even imagine what's going on with them. I cannot imagine how deeply frightened they must be. Being barred from seeing me, and I believe being barred from being able to see each other. Who in the world has the authority to come in and make a decision that they don't like the way I raise my kids, or they don't like what I teach my kids, because I teach them about things that are real and true. So they make up their mind that we should all be separated from each other. I think this is pretty incredible, pretty outrageous. They act as gods. They act as authority when they're not. And well, I turn to my Creator to correct this, and that's what I'm out to do, is correct it. Obviously, my Creator put me in this situation, or allowed this situation, for a reason, and He has never, my Creator has never betrayed me. Never. And it's not because I'm, just such a good girl, because I promise you, I'm just another human being walking around on the planet like everybody else. I try to do the right thing, but I'm just a human being, so I've made mistakes. Anyway, these criminals that are running our world here, you guys, we have got to keep getting the word out about what's going on. We have to keep exposing, and I'm so sick of the exposing. I'm so sick of dealing with all of this that I'd rather just puke in a bucket. But I know that we have got to keep on going. We have to keep on waking people up, making them aware, and we have got to change this, you guys. We cannot let our children and grandchildren and future generations grow up in a world that is so messed up and evil. And if we don't stand up and make the changes, how do you think it's going to get better? If you buy into that outside savior program, like just relax, go ahead and cry your eyes out and deal with all of this nonsense, because, we're only here to look forward to death when the outside savior comes in, or he's going to come and save the planet, right? Well, I used to believe that. I don't believe it anymore. No. We have to do this. We are the creator. And it's our duty. It's our job. So, for all the mothers and the grandmothers of the world out there, the true mothers, I am asking you, please turn your attention to the children. All of them. Yours and the rest of them too. Because what they are doing to our families and what they're doing to the minds of our kids is so criminal. It is so gross. It is so awful that I would like to spare everybody the details. Honestly, I really would. But the truth is, it's too bad to ignore. It's too outrageous to ignore. And the truth is that because it is so ugly, people don't want to look at it, so they won't. And it takes pretty much, something that you can vomit into when you start learning exactly how bad it is. Go see Nancy Schaefer, the late, great Senator Nancy Schaefer. Read or watch her videos from before she was murdered